Today we're going to talk about, does a lace monitor make a good pet, and should it be sold in pet shops? Stick around. Hey guys, so today I've got an interesting topic, which is about the lace monitor. So these guys are our second largest monitor in Australia, and they will grow up to 1.5 meters long. Even some cases they have been found a bit bigger. So this is my girl Xena. I've had her since she was probably like 20 centimeters long, and she's getting quite large now. She's a beautiful bell phase, which is a natural morph of lace monitor. And she has a lot of high yellows all over her. She's absolutely gorgeous. So the reason why I'm talking about these guys today is because I've recently picked up another 3 of these from a pet shop, because the pet shop could no longer house them and look after them, as no one was buying them, and obviously they didn't have the time to put into the animals. So I got them at a really good price, and I just took the lot because they had some issues basically. So I'm not going to name or shame or anything like that. I'm just going to talk to you about maybe things to think about before you get one of these beautiful guys as a pet. And first thing that comes to mind with me is that these guys' brain is a lot like a parrot. They're very intelligent. They got facial recognition. They got good eyesight. They know shapes, colors. They're a really intelligent animal. So being in a pet shop front, unless they're specifically played with every day, they're fed nicely every single day, they aren't really going to turn out to be a very friendly animal. And that's just due to the fact that they haven't had nice positive reinforcement interactions with people. They've had a lot of people coming up to the glass, a lot of kids coming up to the glass and banging on it and all the rest of it. But the main so just, if you're going to have a lace monitor in a pet store and you are selling them, I would highly recommend that you spend time with it every day. It's like a hand-raised parrot compared to an aviary parrot. So it's like, this guy's been hand-raised since he was 20 centimeters long by myself. He knows me. He doesn't hiss. He tries to run when I initially grab him, or her. Not entirely sure, I haven't sexed her, but Xena was her name if it was a girl. But her compared to the others meant I'm starting to think that she might be a boy. But anyway, so you just got to bear in mind that these are really clever animals. They need to be basically learning from you every single day. So if you're having a pet shop and you want to sell them, you have to be spending that time with that animal every single day, just like you would having a hand-raised parrot. You put it next to your cash register and you would play around with it, and then you'd keep it up to date and social, basically. As soon as this animal has a bad interaction with a person, he'll be damaged and he won't respect people anymore. And that comes to another thing too. So this kind of animal isn't a pet for everyone. These grow really large and they have the sharpest claws and the sharpest teeth. So they can really do a lot of damage. They have an anti-coagulant. It stops you from clotting when they bite you, and you'll just keep bleeding. It's basically a venom. So these guys not only are massive, sharp claws, and they have a serious bite, they also declared venomous, where they can stop you from healing without any antibiotics or anything like that. You have to go see a doctor if you get bitten by one of these guys. So the 3 guys that I got from this shop aren't like this. The smallest one, which was probably 30 centimeters long, it's still okay. It's nice and friendly because it's still young and hasn't had too much negative interaction with anyone. So it's just a normal phased monitor. I'm going to get it out in a second. The largest one, which was a bell phase as well, horrible, absolutely horrible. I can't go near the cage. I go in there to feed him. He's whipping me with his tail, and he's actually lunging at me, trying to bite me. Like he's probably another 15 odd centimeters bigger than this guy. And he's just not a very happy guy due to the way that I guess living in a shop would do, without constant interaction. So this video is basically just to, if you are going to get lace monitors in your pet shop, you have to spend quality time with them, if you want them to be a friendly pet animal. And that's what a pet shop is. It's trying to sell animals that are friendly and good pets. So just keep that in mind. It's a lot of work when you take on a lace monitor, and also it's not an animal that many people are going to want, really. So maybe get one for you, and it's probably going to take a while to sell, because not many people can house something like this or feed or have the time, the demand that it needs. And lots of them get really big and really aggressive, and people don't know what to do with them. So just keep that in mind if you are a pet shop and you're trying to sell these guys, and also keep that in mind if you are a pet, if you want one of these guys as a pet. Okay, so I'll just grab this other little guy out. Alright, so this is a normal phased lace monitor, and this is what they would naturally more so look like, that you'll see more commonly around the area. This guy is pretty friendly still. As I said, he hasn't had any, he hasn't been alive long enough to have many bad interactions with people, so he's quite a good animal. There's still plenty of time to turn this animal, or to train this animal into something really nice. It's just all about your positive reinsurance to them. And he's still beautiful. The normal phased of lace monitor is still a gorgeous animal. But just bear in mind, these guys look really small and cute now. They will turn into our second biggest lizard, so you have to be careful. Each one of them has their own personality, but they also, once they've been disrespected, just like anyone, it takes a long time to earn their respect back. So this guy hasn't even tried to bite me or flare up or anything like that, so he is still really good. The other Bell's phase that I did get, that I then passed on to my brother, he was the same size as Xena, and a little bit hissy, a little bit more aggressive, and also had issues with shedding. Lost the tip of his tail from shedding problems. This guy hasn't, but the other guy did. And also lost a couple of toes from shedding problems. So having one of these animals, you really do need to have it to a point where you can still hold it and look over it. Even if you don't want a hand-tamed animal, you still need to spend enough time for it that you know this animal. You can feed it and you can get up close to it just in case it does have a problem, like a shed that's cutting off its circulation and destroying its tail or toes. So that's just another thing that you have to be aware of. And I'll show you the big guy, and the responses that he gives me, as it's going to be pretty crazy. I'll get him out. So yeah, this little guy is really cool, but this is a normal phase lace monitor. For him a couple of little rat pinkies, see if he's hungry, but there's no way he'll eat. Ooh, yeah, see, look how angry he is. So he's obviously been through a lot being inside a shop, and he just doesn't want a bar of people at all. And he is still only, I'm probably saying he's probably 18 months old, and he still has a lot of growing to go. But this is just an example of what not to do and how angry one of these can be. Imagine having a metre and a half one come charging at you because it's had a hard life. That's it today, people. So I'm just talking to you about, I got a Walden glove on just in case. I'm just talking to you about the importance of knowing what you're buying and understanding each animal separately, and then also if you are going to get an intelligent animal like this, you have to put in quality time. Overall, a lace monitor makes an awesome pet if you're willing to put the time into it, just like a big parrot or something like that. If you're willing to put that time into it, it's going to be the coolest pet you'll ever have. But if it gets neglected at all, or gets mistreated, or some of them just their personality is absolutely revolting. But yeah, stay tuned. This is just what's going on at the moment, and I still have heaps of stuff going on. Still building this thing. Everything's going on. Anyway, just being busy, and so you know, that's a temporary enclosure for that guy. I've got a pit outside. I've just re-cemented the floor of it and all that stuff just to make it 100% bulletproof for him. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to socially feed him slowly off my tongs. Doubt that's gonna work for a long time, but plan is to just try to keep him from acting like that as much as I can until he gets used to me, and then I'll be feeding him on the tongs. Hopefully when he starts taking the food off the tongs, he's relaxed enough to be around me to quickly digest and grab some food and eat the food, so that's a good sign. But I think we're months away from that. But I'll definitely keep you updated about what's happening, and yeah, winter blooded. I'm just going to quickly throw this in at the end here. So lace monitors are just, they have their own personalities. So it's not only the way that they've been treated. So don't get me wrong. I just got to clarify everything a little bit. It's also just some of them just are more aggressive than others, and some are never tameable. That's just kind of like any animal that you can get. You can get some snakes that are just crazy all the time. So it's not, it's always about their environment that they're in, and then it's also about their personality themselves, and then it's also about the traumas or anything that has happened to them. There's a large variety of things, but mainly lace monitor is a massive animal, and you have to be prepared if it isn't tame, or if you can't tame it down, or anything like that. As I said in the video, it's like a aviary bird then, or compared to a hand-raised bird. So you can go in there and feed them and feed them off the tongs or anything like that, but you can't go in there, try to pick them up or anything like that. You let them be their natural selves, and that might be okay with you as a keeper or you as a pet shop owner, either way. But I do like having animals that are a bit more sociable, and that's only for my preference, because I want to be able to use them for demonstrations in the future. So everyone's different. So but yeah, all in all, Lace Monitor is a good pet, a cool pet, and can be a really, really clever pet and a really friendly pet. It's just, there's certain ways to make that happen for you. If not, they're also very cool to have in a large enclosure outside and just feed them off the tongs like you would a crocodile. You know, like, they're just cool. So it's entirely up to you, really.